Hello, how are you? And welcome to the Lost Art Podcast. I'm Paul and I'm here with Gar.
That would be me.
And today we are doing the topic of what were they thinking?
What actually were they thinking?
What were they really thinking doing this song? These could be, most of these are actually very well established artists that we like. But that moment where we went, what was that all about? What was that weird moment? That was a bad decision.
I tell you what's weird about a lot of mine. A lot of the songs I picked, or not a lot of them, but a good few of them, are the most famous songs.
Really?
By the artists, yeah. Yeah, they're garbage compared to the rest of the band's output.
Yeah.
We've done podcasts. Did I say podcasts?
Well, the two of us have blocked-ish noses, so it's going to be a lot of podcasts.
A little podcast.
My nose is blocked, so I'm going to drink loads of high hops beer. That'll help.
That will absolutely help.
Yeah, that'll really help.
Take a Viagra. It does wonders to
Does it?
your sinuses, yeah. It's one of its delicious side effects. Not that I know. My
said
dick is great.
You just said it.
Works fine.
Do you have to take a Sudafed with that?
Yeah, you probably die, to be fair. Yeah, if you combo them things.
You're confusing your heart and blood.
The problem is, I'm fucking tired and I ate too much there.
I thought you were going to tell me why you were taking... Yeah, go
No,
on.
what are you talking about? Shut up, you, me ma's sick.
How is your mummy?
I'm just going to pull out. That's every time anybody says something bad to me now, I'm just going to say, shut up, you, me ma's sick. Did I tell you when she went in for the operation? My mother had an operation recently, but the day of the operation, I was in work. I was working with Louise,
Right.
And the pub hadn't even opened yet, and I felt a big gust of wind blow by me, and I was absolutely convinced that was it. I thought that was the spirit. And
Really?
I was trying to ring me ma, which was in an operation. I was trying to ring me dad, my sister, and everything. And I was freaking out
That sounds
for
like
hours.
something I'd do as well. I'd take any sign,
Yeah.
like...
What the fuck? Like, it's 2019, and a gust of wind. Now the pub's closed. There shouldn't have been any wind. Do you know what I mean?
That's why you freaked out.
That's it now. The culture in me reared up. You know? Surprised I didn't hear a fucking banshee or something.
That's horse saying
That's
hello.
that's what I actually said it.
That's horse saying hello,
Yeah,
that is.
that's saying goodbye. Jesus Christ. Anyway, bands, yeah? Do you like music? Yeah, these bands are generally alright.
I'm looking over the list, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
solid.
for the most part.
Solid list of acts here. But these are we've done podcasts that were
big blips.
Exactly. We've done podcasts that were abominations. They're just general shite.
Yeah.
These are just bad examples.
Yeah, these are basically, for the most part, from good bands. They are bands that you would not have expected this from.
Yeah.
And we'll get into why, obviously.
Yeah. Let me do me first here.
What's your first one?
It will make more sense then. So I picked Black Flag TV Party.
This is the only thing you put on the list that confuses me. I like this song a lot.
This song bothers the shit out of me.
But it's supposed to be shit.
Yeah, but Black Flag are not shit.
Yeah.
This is what bothers me. This is their attempt at like satire or a parody or, you know, a kind of a stupid little kind of fun song. But like this came out in 1981, like.
Yeah, musically it's terrible.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are terrible. But lyrically, now it's supposed to be, obviously, you know, I'm not going to fucking cut across you on your own
Yeah, but
thing,
like,
but
lyrically, here's the problem. There's 3 different versions of this song, right? And each version of the song, they name check different TV shows that they're supposed to be watching.
Especially the ones they named on...
Because there may actually be more. There could be 4 versions now after that Alabama.
There's one on that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they name check Ally McBeal and
Exactly,
stuff like
all the
that,
new
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
And that's actually the first... I'd never heard the original, because I'm not a massive Black Flag fan.
The original one was used in Repo Man, the movie.
Oh, wait.
On Emilio Estevez.
Emilio!
Yeah, and he actually, in the movie, he's walking out singing the song. I think he hears it on the radio. Or
Well, yeah,
something.
you shouldn't legitimise it, because it is a parody. Piss take.
But the song itself, like Black Flag to me wrote the greatest hardcore punk song of all time in Police Story. And they have a bunch of songs that are like considered to be obviously kind of the classic pillars of hardcore punk. They're one of those bands that invented that genre and legitimized it to a degree because they worked so hard and they toured so hard and they've done everything so fucking hard. And also the band that gave us Henry Rollins, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a good thing.
That's to be decided. But Rollins started off as their roadie. He just kind of hung around with them. He worked in a... If you've ever read his book or watched any of his shows or his live shows, he talks an awful lot about what he was doing before he joined Black Flag. He did have a band, but they were garbage. And he used to do roadie work for them and Bad Brains. So he ended
We
up...
hear for them later.
Yeah, they're definitely in here. They're in here. So he roadied for Bad Brains and for Black Flag, and one day one of the singers didn't want to sing anymore. I think it might have been Des Cadena, who was singing at the time but wanted to move to guitar. He wanted to just play guitar. So they were at a rehearsal one day hanging out, and
he was the one that sang My War and stuff. Isn't
yeah. To be fair, Black Flag got famous with Henry Rollins. Like their debut album that this is off is called Damaged, and that's a Rollins album. They had a bunch of EPs and singles and. With the other, I think he's like maybe the fourth. I think he is the fourth singer.
Jesus.
The fourth singer for Black Flag. But in most people's minds, he's the first because it's the debut album.
Yeah.
And he's their most famous guy, you know, that kind of shit. Yeah. But this, because it's a parody song, I can't separate the fun aspect of it.
I get what you're saying, and to be honest with you, as much as I like this song, if I went to see Black Flag and they played this, I'd be like, you should have played a better song.
Yeah. There's
like,
so many
and as well as
songs.
that was like the lead, the title track off an EP, I think.
There was an EP called TV Party.
Now, they shouldn't have, if you're going to do a parody song, which I completely agree with, I wouldn't put that much emphasis on that. Because you can't enjoy, there's only so much you can enjoy this song, even as a parody.
It's just, it fucking hurts me. It hurts me to listen to it.
I think it's hilarious, but like, I would not like to hear it at a gig.
I think, to be honest, I think because bands like Beastie Boys and stuff like that were getting big,
yes.
and they were doing the whole No Sleep Till Brooklyn, screaming and shouting type of bullshit. It definitely has those kind of sensibilities to it. Strange enough, like guys like MCA and guys from Beastie Boys would have been listening to Black Flag while they were. It's kind of would have been art reflecting life.
And this song sounds like the beginning of Gwar.
Yeah,
really does.
Yeah,
so it sounds like the beginning of absolute.
That's almost why they're important to one degree because they did invent a style of music. What it is now is different from what it was in the 80s. What hardcore punk is now is a different animal completely. But these guys, there's a definite evolution of Black Flag. By the end of it, they had elements of like freeform jazz, and it started getting fucking mad toward the end. It wasn't really hardcore punk anymore. It was something completely new. It kind of went like post-hardcore punk.
Yeah.
In the lifetime of the band that didn't exist until way later. But this song, I fucking despise it. It's my least favourite Black Flag song, and there are songs that are worse.
Yeah, like I think, like you're saying, I like parodies, but I wouldn't like it to take precedence over anything else.
This, if you go to the Spotify account for Black Flag, I believe this is like the third or fourth most popular song as well.
I see, that's when I start getting worried.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not...
No, it's not good. Like, it's just shite. It's shite. I can't do it. I can't even talk about it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it bothers the shit out of me. So who's your next one?
My next one is Chris Cornell. We knew this song was coming eventually. This is a What Were You Thinking moment when he decided in 2009 to release an album called Scream. This is his third album after one great album and one okay album. Second album, Euphoria Morning. We've covered that on Breakthrough Solo Hits, which the album is fantastic.
It's excellent. Second
album, Carry On. It's a bit messy, but it's still pretty serious.
Yeah.
But for the third album, now I know his third album wasn't very soon after the other two. It was 2009, 10 years ago, obviously. This is a pop album.
Yeah.
And out now, no holds barred pop album. Timbaland producing it.
Imagine. I remember hearing this.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, like, it was all over all the music rags. And they're talking about Timbaland being brought in. And this was Timbaland in his like full chipset mode when he was doing Game Boy music. Like.
Yeah, yes. And as well as that, a lot of people I remember going, listen, hang on, wait till it comes and then we'll judge it then. But this is, it's too
much of a leap from what he was doing.
Unabashed.
Yeah.
The song itself, Scream, is not the worst thing because he had to re-record rock versions of this so that he could still play them. So basically, this song, Part of Me, is utter garbage. It's an attempt to do a Michael Jackson song because he's obviously since Carry On, he did cover of Billie Jean on Carry On, the second album. I think it's called Carry On. So we know from that point on he's a massive Michael Jackson fan. I think he said it as well. So this song sounds like he said to Timbaland, I want that Michael Jackson feeling, which isn't a million miles away from what Timbaland could do. He's clearly influenced by him as well. But the lyrics that's when you know he doesn't care about how it looks.
Yeah.
He knows it's going full pop. When your lyrics are, little girl, I love when she talks to me. got the smile and she walks that walk with me.
Timbaland.
I want the girl, but I want a lot. Might cross my mind, but that's where it stops. Rapey. That bitch ain't a part of me. No, that bitch ain't a part of me. Repeats that about 10 times and it's just painful.
Timbaland obviously helped them with the lyrics, so.
But he should have let Timbaland sing that bit.
Yeah.
But except that's the entire chorus.
Yeah.
No, that bitch ain't a part of me. That bitch ain't a part of me. It's like, man, Chris Cornell.
Painful.
He wrote Hunger Strike Me.
Yeah. Painful.
What is this? Now, I remember I went to Download Festival in 2009. I think it was 2 months after this album came out. And I hated this so much that I didn't even walk over because I knew he was going to play this. Of
course
I didn't want to see it. I think as well as that, someone else was playing at the same time. Possibly Prodigy or something.
Someone decent who put out a good album recently.
Yeah, so... No, actually, I think Marilyn Manson was playing at the same time and it was garbage at that festival. He had someone come out to fix his makeup and his lipstick. He had someone that... He kept going, like... Fingering towards the stage. He kept doing that, come here towards it, and the girl would run out with a little thing, and she'd had a mirror and lipstick, and she'd fix his lipstick and then show him, and he'd nod or say no more, back out again, and he was off his gig.
Wow,
absolutely binned. So it was. I rather, you know what? I had the choice between Chris Cornell and possibly Marilyn Manson at the same time, and either was going to be a loss because he was playing this Part of Me song. That is, it's unashamed. It's not even. Do you know what I mean? And the weird thing is he defended this up until his death, this album, like, and although he only played Part of Me, this song, that year, there's a couple of songs that lasted even up until 2016-17, like Scream did, but it's a completely rocked up version of it where they strip out all that shite sample and stuff that just simply doesn't.
There's Timbaland, I remember around that time, Timbaland was kind of spearheading the popular front of that kind of a chipset or chip wave or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
Where there was guys basically using like 8-bit, guys were stripping down Game Boys and stuff and pulling the like music chips out of Game Boys and Atari Lynxes and stuff like that and hacking into them and just plugging MIDI keyboards into them and just using those shitty sampled kind of, not even samples, but those shitty kind of synths that were built into these tiny Japanese chips.
It's a weird sound, but and it's just leads like that.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the leads they put on G-Funk. Except that sounded deadly.
Yeah, but this has this weird distorted square feel to it.
It's mad squares and science. No science. Fucking triangles and saw waves, loads of saw. So that's as much as I hate to put a Chris Cornell song into What Were You Thinking, but I remember at the time Trent Reznor came out and he went on Twitter and said, "This is embarrassing." And he said that
he's dead right.
He is dead right, but because he had to tour Nine Inch Nails and Soundgarden a few years later, he came out and apologised and said, "I'm sorry, there was no need for that," but there was a need for it. Although it's trash.
Of course,
the song is garbage. The
throwaway shit. Now he probably kept it up. He probably kept doing it.
Well, he only did this song for a few months, basically a year.
Yeah.
Then he kept the song's title track "Scream." I think one of the other ones. But like I said, he basically just stripped them all back and put,
just rocked them out.
Yeah, put real instruments on it.
Probably had great fun making it.
So they didn't sound that bad when you do that. But this is just pure unabashed pop. And as much as I love pop and I like rock, and I don't mind when they meet, this just felt a bit cheap.
Well, that's all. This is a massive problem with loads of fucking acts.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. A lot of the acts on this are rock because the What Were You Thinking means a lot more to a rock act than it would to a pop. Pop people can get away with murder and people will like it because it starts out at garbage and finishes at slightly worse
pop music,
slightly better garbage.
Pop music itself is kind of ambiguous, you know? So, like, rock music has a very defined trajectory, you know?
And as much as I hate that, like, the whole rock should stay as rock, keep pop out of it. It can be done right, or it can be done like this. And
we talked about Baroness, their latest album, having elements of kind of 80s goth and stuff like that. Like it's still kind of within the wheelhouse of rock music, but it's definitely a departure from what they were doing beforehand. But it still fits in with their style of music.
In a way, I suppose I should like the way he did this because he went full pop instead of bleeding it in over a course of a few albums and trying to drip feed it to people the way Ghost are doing. But I still I was really pissed off about it. I was like, man, it's real like rock is dead. The bang of rock is dead.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So that's my issue with it anyway. Listen, that's that song. It's over now. He played it for a few months and then dropped it. What's your